Keith Bach, or as Grav used to call me, Keith Bach. I'm not very tall anyway, but to Grav I was about 2'6", I think. And I used to produce him in his during his radio series down in southwest Wales. And this is my Grav story. I'd met Grav a long time before I worked with him, and always found him an excellent raconteur and such a genuine and lovely person. But working with Grav was an absolute nightmare. He was the first thing that he did after every programme was, "Keith Bach, was I okay?" Yeah, good, Grav. "Just good?" "No, Grav, you were excellent." And that was it. I'd come back to the office in Cardiff, he'd go home, and you could guarantee by the beginning of the afternoon the phone would go, "Keith, how was I? Seriously, no, seriously. Grav, you were okay. Just okay." "Oh, Grav, you were wonderful. You were great. Was I the best?" "Yes, Grav, you were the best." And this happened every day, every single day of the week. And once he phoned me up, and this is the honest truth, "Keith Bach, are you busy?" No, not really, Grav." "Oh, you're not?" No, I'm okay." "Oh, I'll phone you back when you are busy then." To which he put the phone down. It was, we quarrelled, we fell out, but that was really worth it, because Grav, half an hour later, used to come up and just say, "Mates then," and that was it. And nothing was remembered about the quarrel or the falling out. One story that Grav himself used to say, he was one of the few people to be asked to be a guest speaker at the Trinity College Dublin ex-alumni dinner. And he was invited there by Dick Spring, who used to be the financial minister in Ireland. And of course, the other alumni, "Why have you got this guy who left school at 16 to come to talk to us? We usually get professors." But no. And they weren't happy. But within 5 minutes of Grav starting his speech, he got up in front of all these people in Trinity College Dublin, the Cambridge and Oxford of Ireland. And the first thing he said, "Well, thank you very much, Dick Spring, for the invite. And that's all I can tell you. We're great friends. And he's now the Minister of Finance. And if his full back play was anything to go by, thank God that he's not Minister of Defence." A personal story, my son and myself are total scarlet mad. And when my son was about 9 years old, his great hero down at Parker Scarlets and Straddy Park before then was Regan King, the centre. So Grav said, "Hey, Keith Bach, does Steph want to meet Regan King?" "Of course he does." And Stefan's eyes lit up. "Come and meet me after the game." And we met Grav after the game. Come with me. Took him into the dressing rooms at Straddy Park. I was starstruck. But my son just had his eyes on Regan King. And Grav said, "Steph, come here. Regan, come here." And he turned to Regan King and said, "Regan, you're probably the second best centre ever to have played on Parker Strade." Fine. In about a month's time, another of my son's heroes, and a hero of mine, the great Brian O'Driscoll, who, by the way, Grav insists, he was the one that gave Brian O'Driscoll his first rugby ball on his first birthday. Brian O'Driscoll was a great hero of mine and my son's. "Does Steph want to meet Brian O'Driscoll?" Well, of course he wants to meet Brian O'Driscoll. So he took him in to see Brian O'Driscoll. "Brian, come here. Steph, come here." And he turned to Brian and said the words that he'd said a month prior to Regan King. "Brian, you're probably the second best centre ever to have played at Parker Strade." And that was Grav. And I'll finish just with one. On his programme in the West, Grav didn't want to play any English music. Fine on Radio Wales to play English music, but not on Radio Cymru. And we'd found a song, and it was a lovely song, Adra. And that starts, "There is a town in North Ontario." And there's a couple of lines there from English songs. And he played, and this is a new song, I haven't heard it myself. This is Gwyneth Glyn singing Adra. And he pressed the button. "There is a town in North Ontario." He went red, his eyes were flashing, and he hit the stop button and he apologised on live on air. Sorry, my producers have given me an English song to play. I will not do that on Radio Cymru. This is the song I'm going to play, and he played some other song. And during that song we said, Grav, those are just the first lines, everything else is in Welsh. Can I trust you? Grav, you love the song. You really will. Can I trust you? You sure? Yes, Grav. Next, well, they assure me that this song is in Welsh. We'll give it a try, but I'll stop it again if it's not. And he played it. It's a 4-minute song, just full of emotion about home. By the end of that song, Grav was crying. And that was the song that Gwyneth Glenn played in his funeral.